There is something you have carried for years without ever realizing it. You have searched your memories for answers, replayed certain days, questioned certain endings, and wondered why some moments seemed to vanish before they ever became part of your story. My child, tonight, while the world rests and the still room settles into silence around you, I want to uncover a truth that has always been walking beside you. It was never written in headlines. No one around you noticed it. Even you passed by it without seeing what my hands were quietly doing. There were nights when you believed silence meant I'd stepped away, yet I was closer than your own breath. While you stared into the darkness, asking why nothing was changing, I was moving things beyond the edge of your sight. The room felt empty, but it was filled with my presence. Soft moonlight rested across the floor, the wind moved gently through distant trees, and I remained awake while you finally surrendered to sleep. Do you remember the road you almost chose? You only remember changing your mind for reasons that felt ordinary. A different route, a different schedule, a delay that irritated you more than it should have. You thought it was nothing more than coincidence, but there was another story unfolding beyond the one your eyes could follow. I'd already seen every step before your feet ever touched the ground. There was a conversation that never happened. A phone remained silent when you expected it to ring. You wondered why someone never reached out. You questioned your worth because of that silence. You never imagined that unanswered moment carried mercy inside it. Some voices would have drawn you into places your heart was never meant to carry. Then there was the relationship you mourned. You searched yourself for flaws. You replayed every goodbye until exhaustion replaced hope. You believed love had abandoned you, yet I'd already seen chapters that hadn't arrived. I knew what that path would have demanded from your soul. I loved you enough to allow tears for a season, rather than wounds that would have stayed much longer. You still think about opportunities that disappeared without explanation, interviews that ended with polite smiles, plans that dissolved overnight, doors that refused to open no matter how faithfully you knocked. You wondered if I'd forgotten your prayers, but I heard every word before it ever left your lips. Sometimes the answer you called disappointment was the quiet shelter I was building around your future. Have you ever wondered why certain burdens suddenly lifted without warning? Why someone drifted away before they could become indispensable? Why your carefully designed plans unraveled just as they seemed certain? You searched for reasons inside yourself, never imagining that my hands were already rewriting a story you couldn't yet understand. I remember every tear you wiped away before anyone else noticed. I remember the questions you whispered into your pillow because you feared speaking them aloud. I remember the nights when hope felt smaller than the fading candlelight beside your bed. You thought I was watching from a distance. I was kneeling beside every broken expectation, guarding pieces of your life that you couldn't yet recognize as precious. The hardest truth isn't that painful things happened, it's that you assumed every loss meant abandonment. You measured my love by what remained in your hands instead of what never reached them. There were dangers that wore beautiful smiles. There were promises wrapped in attractive words. There were victories that would have quietly stolen your peace. What looked like an unanswered prayer was often my answer spoken in a language you didn't yet understand. What appeared to be delay became the space where unseen disasters quietly passed by. What felt like rejection became the doorway through which your heart escaped wounds you would have carried for years. One day you'll see how many invisible intersections existed in your life. You'll discover how close certain storms came before they quietly turned away. You'll realize that some endings were never punishments, they were rescue. Beloved, you believed I was taking away something you desperately wanted. In truth, I was preserving something far more sacred within you. Your peace, your purpose, your future, and the tenderness of your heart that I refused to let darkness steal. Let that rest quietly within your heart for a moment. If I'd explained everything then, fear would have replaced trust. So I chose to carry the burden myself while you kept walking. You only saw a closed door. I saw everything waiting beyond it. You only counted what you lost. I counted everything you were spared. Even now, there are protections surrounding you that you'll never fully recognize. Angels have stood where your eyes couldn't see. My voice has redirected your steps in moments you dismissed as instinct. My mercy has interrupted plans that would have stolen the joy still waiting ahead of you. None of it happened because you earned it. It happened because my love refused to leave you unguarded. So when tomorrow brings another delay, another unexpected turn, or another answer that makes no sense, remember this quiet night. Remember that my care reaches far beyond what your eyes can measure. I've never stopped watching over you. I've never stopped shielding you from battles you never knew existed. And I'll continue to surround your life with my protection even when my hands remain unseen, until the day you finally understand that every act of love I gave you was never incomplete. It was simply hidden until the perfect moment. Rest now. You don't have to carry what I've already carried for you. Let your breathing grow calm as the first light before dawn slowly begins its journey toward you. Sleep with peace, knowing that my watch never ends, my faithfulness never fades, and my protection never leaves your side. While the world grows quiet around you tonight, I'll remain nearer than your next breath, faithfully watching over every step you cannot yet see. One day, you'll look back and realize that even the moments you couldn't understand were gently held inside my love long before you ever reached them. You'll never have to wonder whether I was with you, because my love has always arrived before your fear did. Amen.